There is a huge problem with adventures in Hero Wars Dominion era right now, and it's definitely something that we need to talk about and try to come up with a solution that we can give to the developers. But we'll talk about that in just a little bit. In today's video, I want to talk about the team, the 5 to 7 heroes that you need that will help you beat every single adventure. Let's go.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
What is up, heroes of Dominion? My name is Charlie. This is Hero Wars Central, and in this video, I want to talk about Adventure 12, Adventure 13, Adventure 1 through Adventure 13, and the heroes that you could use, and the heroes that I've been using for a long time to be the most efficient to complete these adventures. Now, the interesting thing about the adventures themselves is the modifiers. If you look at the adventures, whenever you first join an adventure, there are 2 modifiers per day, but also there are hidden modifiers throughout the map, and some of them are more difficult than others. For example, this Faceless location has 200% health increase and a 90% pure damage resist. This is something that you have to overcome, and this means that you can't just bring a pure damage team into the adventure and win every single location, every single node. There are 7 heroes that you need to be the most efficient, and you probably already have all of these heroes leveled up, or at least started leveling these heroes up. Now, before we get into the heroes that you need, I want to take a second to talk about today's sponsor, and that is Raid Shadow Legends. Are you ready to dive into epic battles and master a new world? A game that I've been really digging into lately is Raid Shadow Legends, and I've partnered with them for an offer exclusive to my community. Sign up for Raid Shadow Legends using our exclusive promo code. It's linked in the description. Also, the QR code on screen now, and receive 5 champions. Once you complete the introduction and hit level 2, you get the epic support champion Uugo. This is by far one of the best support epics in the entire game of Raid Shadow Legends. She can decrease the enemy's defenses a ton and helps keep your allies alive by removing heal reduction and, of course, the group heal. You're going to get Tagoar, able to revive all dead allies, not just one. He's also incredible at speeding up your champions. The Grizzled Jarl is one of the best epic tanks. Who doesn't love a stocky little dwarf? He comes with an enemy heal reduction, a massive defense increase for your allies, and finally, an incredible minus attack debuff for all enemies. Now, with all these epic champions and the Grizzled Jarl tank, we need some attack, and that's where Chonoru comes in a little bit later on. She can apply the weaken debuff as well as removing all increased defense buffs from all enemies. But that's not all. On day 1, you can get the legendary void champion, the Supreme Gallic. This guy is an absolute savage attack champion with several skills applying health burn effects, massive bonus attack, and you can't stop this guy. Once ascended, he laughs at you, removes the debuff, then fully heals the champion and gains an extra attack. Absolutely ridiculous. Don't miss out on this unbeatable offer. Use our promo code when signing up for Raid Shadow Legends to claim your 5 free champions. Level up your game and dominate the battlefield from day 1. And if you'd like to join me, subscribe to New Raiders Only. Check the description for the channel URL as well as my exclusive promo code, and let the adventures begin. So back to the adventures and the team that you should use. These are the heroes that we use. Okay, these are the core 4 heroes that we use in all of the adventures. And generally speaking, Aurora, Astaroth, Rufus, Corvus, Julius, I'm pretty sure almost any tank will work in that situation. So don't get too hung up on the fact that you may or may not have Aurora leveled up. She's a really strong tank. If you don't have Aurora leveled up, I would consider it. She's arguably the best tank in the game. Great on offense, great on defense, protects your team, high magic damage, great mitigation, but she's got some downsides. She's easily beaten by like Iris and stuns and stuff like that. Don't need to get into that here. These back 3, every player should level up. Isaac, Zhu, Martha. You need Isaac, Zhu, and Martha for the City of Asgard Osh fight and the City of Asgard Maestro fight. That's 2 fights that you need those 3 heroes plus a tank leveled up for. So you probably already have a majority of these heroes anyway. Generally speaking, I use Maya here. And I know what you're going to say. I don't want to level up Maya. I don't have Maya leveled up. You probably have Monkey leveled up. Use Heidi instead. Okay, use Heidi instead. It's going to be fine. Okay, use a pure damage dealer. Those are probably the 2 that I would use the most. Okay, Heidi, lots of pure damage as a mage. Maya, lots of pure damage as a mage healer hybrid. Just all around good choices. And the reason why I'll talk about in just a sec. Now, obviously, pure damage dealer, you wouldn't necessarily want to use against a 90% pure damage resist team. And the other heroes in this line, Isaac, Zhu, right? Generally going to be enough damage that the 90% reduction on pure damage isn't going to matter if you are very far along in your team build. Maybe you are, maybe you're not. If you're still struggling, if you guys don't have maxed heroes in this position, then I would add a third damage dealer, a third physical damage dealer. You can use Nebula, not a bad choice. You can use Ninja Turtles. I like to use Ninja Turtles a lot in this instance, all right? Ninja Turtles is probably my go-to whenever there's a pure damage resist on the enemy team. I like Ninja Turtles a lot. You can use Lara Croft, right? You can use, I don't know, of course you could use Dante, you could use Ishmael. You just need to have a physical damage dealer in that slot. And most of you probably have one that you're working on or more that you're working on. You could use Kark, but the problem with Kark is he's not good against bosses. So you wouldn't want to use him against a boss fight that has a pure damage resist, if that ever does happen. So I like to use the Ninja Turtles with this same team. We go in, and of course, having the appropriate pets leveled up is very important, but we're not going to really worry too much about that right now. You should have eventually all pets leveled up, right? All pets. So in this location, we're dealing with magic damage resist. Now, the cool thing about my team here is I can continue to use this physical damage dealer right here. You have armor penetration buff, you have critical hit buff. So you know, the only magic damage that you have is Aurora. You can throw your pure damage dealer back in there, Heidi or Maya or whoever. You can absolutely do that. You know, you still had 2 to 3 damage dealers, not having to worry about the magic damage. And this is the same argument that you're going to have if you see a physical damage resist. But we're going to go ahead and knock this fight out real quick. Just get it done. We got to work our way up to the boss fight. Got to clear it and skip. Okay, good. We're going to work our way across. No resistances here, so we're just going to keep the same team. No problem, no problem. And by the way, you guys should pay attention to the different routes and try not to get stuck in the same route every time. You need to learn multiple routes on these maps. It's important if you join an adventure that somebody else has already started and they've started on the route that you usually take. That's a problem. So here's the other example of a resist. You have physical damage resist, you have pure damage resist, and then you have the magic damage resist. And between these 5 heroes, right, between these 4 right here, I'm sorry, 6 heroes, excuse me, between these 4 right here and your physical damage dealer and your melee, your pure damage dealer, right? Between those, you should have every team covered on here, every single team. Physical damage resist. Just to show you, we're going to throw in Heidi here. I know it's going to work. It's going to be fine. The opposing heroes aren't really synergistic as far as a team build is concerned, so you don't need to overthink the combos. You don't need to overthink artifact weapon stacking. Generally speaking, once you have a higher power level and it's a okay built team, tank, damage dealers, healer, you should win a lot of these instances, no problem. Obviously, the daily buffs are going to matter. Obviously, I have a much higher leveled account than the average player does. I get that. But if you have those 6 heroes, you know, the 4 that I mentioned, plus a pure damage dealer, plus a physical damage dealer, then you're going to be set for basically every single adventure, with the exception of our honorable mention. And I'm going to go ahead and throw this fight in here. We're going to drop Heidi out and put Maya back in, just so we're reset for next time we do an adventure. The one thing that I would mention to everybody have on every account, no matter what, is Morrigan. Occasionally you're going to come up against a team that has Rufus on it, and maybe your physical damage dealer isn't enough. All right, maybe that plus physical damage dealer plus Isaac plus Zhu isn't enough. Usually it will be, but until you get to those max levels, it's not going to be. You might want to drop Morrigan in there. Okay, now Morrigan has the ability to counter revives, Rufus's revive, Astaroth's revive, and you end up being pretty good about it, right? But occasionally you're going to need to have that higher leveled mage team, pure damage team, whatever. That's when you're going to drop Morrigan in there to counter that Rufus. So you don't need Morrigan for adventures per se. She's just good to have no matter who you are, no matter what level you're playing at. She's a really good, handy hero to have leveled up. Now, I want to talk to you a little bit about that problem that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. I have completed this adventure, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to leave. I'm not going to leave the adventure. I'm going to go ahead and collect these chests, bank, 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 to complete the daily task for today, but I'm not going to leave this adventure. And herein lies the problem. Acid Burn, Susan, Hero War Central, 3 of 30 guild champions who are not participating in adventures for today or tomorrow. What do I mean by that? I just close this out. I don't end the adventure. I just close this out. I'm going to sit on this. Tomorrow, I'm going to end the adventure, start a new adventure, or go back into the adventures, and I'll be able to raid that same adventure as many times as I have portal charges. Be that 1 time, 20 times, 3 times, whatever the case may be. So 2 full days, really technically almost 3 days if you want to think about it. 3 days that the 3 of us are not going to be participating in anybody else's adventure. Now, that is just 3 players out of 30, but what if half of the guild is doing that? What if half of the guild is sitting on a closed, cleared, rated adventure, waiting for that opportunity to raid it again tomorrow to get credit again, right? Why is this a problem? Well, what if you're a newer player? What if you're a mid-range player? What if you're another player in the guild that isn't on the same kind of timeline as other people in your guild? There are a few quests in the seasons that do want you to complete open adventure chests, to knock down the enemy buffs, to clear locate. There are a couple of quests like that, but if nobody in your guild is running an adventure because they're all saved like this, then you're going to run into a problem. And I don't know how you fix this. I honestly don't. I don't know how you fix this. It's got to be something. It's got to be something there that they can do to change this. Maybe remove those tasks from the quest. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about how can we fix this problem with adventures, if it's even a problem. I mean, our guild, we don't really seem to run into that issue too much. It seems like everybody's always running adventures and it ends up being okay, but I know some of you are struggling. Now, as a reminder, if you want to start a brand new Raid Shadow Legends account, I would love for you to join me in my guild. The link to my new YouTube channel is in the description box down below. The link to 5 free champions, 2 of them on day 1, is also in the description box down below. And it's actually on screen right now. If you just click that little link in the top left-hand corner, you can do it. And if you want to plan ahead as far as where the various tasks and quests are for the season, click on the link in the bottom left-hand corner. That's going to take you to my blog where you can see all of the quests day by day and plan ahead. Hope everybody's doing well. I love you all. Good luck in Dominion.